I'm back. Today's stream probably won't be very long, but I've been thinking about the game for a while. That is to say, I'm excited to play. It's really a fun game. At least I think so. So, without further ado, we went down to level 8 of the Endless Paths. I'm not really sure how many levels there are. Looks like maybe another. I don't know, if there are 12 levels, that's crazy. Because level 8, I felt like we were starting to reach opponents that were not draining our resources to fight, but much more difficult. Especially that fight at level 7 with all the Audra and everything. The Animats and Audra Animats was a pretty tough fight. We made it. Just finished going through all the equipment um, that I had. Well, I almost finished anyway. I wanted to finish by finding some, just giving people weapons. Weapons that were secondary weapons that were better than what they had. I can't really imagine giving Aloth a great sword, but I mean, I suppose he could just use whatever he wants. This, though, says it has like two accurate enchantments on it. Interesting. It really does. I wonder if that affects his spell accuracy. It would be kind of crazy if it did. Still, he'll have no ranged attack if I do that, so he could be an interesting thing for a melee wizard, though. Just something I really think you can build for. Yeah, well, in terms of secondary weapons for everybody else, I think we're good. Kano could actually do a decent job. I mean, maybe if his might was a little bit higher. Oh, his might is high. Well, then he could do a decent job of flanking with the greatsword if I need him. Be far better melee than Aloth will. I think that takes care of it, though. Hold on. So all this is to sell. That's to keep. Things taken care of.
Hail, traveler.
All right. So I've got to say
Yes?
the profit I've got from doing 8 floors of the Endless Path pretty good. And really, there's more profit to be had as I haven't sold the rest of the items. Um, I still want to go make a cipher class so I understand it. Like go to an inn and hire someone. And I was reading the description of the DLC for White Marsh. Looks like there are other characters as well. I think I have everybody in the base game though, so I don't have to worry about that. But there are other characters that I can get and recruit to the party, so
Better indeed.
it's definitely something to consider. Oh look, the hedge maze, much better. Okay. Anyway, off we go. Know how long it took for me to get all that done. go ahead and rest before I leave. Oh yeah, before I forget,
Hmm? Hi?
you speak to my NPCs. Oh, here we go. Okay. Aloth is good. Durance, I need you to leave. Never mind, let's be going. I had
If
questions I
doubts
wanted to.
and curiosity plague you, you're skidding your knuckles on the wrong door.
Why were we supposed to meet? The why of it is that you're a watcher, he snorts. A watcher runs two roads of why. For me, it's more of a what. There was a time when I wouldn't have spared a thought for your words, or even bothered with you. But now, seeking out watchers is what I do, to put the truth to them, and see which of the two ways they bend. Two ways are those. Either you're a dry field in need of a harvest burning, he frowns for a moment, his eyes flat, or you're lost in the darkness. Either way, you can see differently from others. He gives a half smile, and then his tone becomes accusing. I can tell by the way you notice the staff first off. Not many can see it at first, nor the etchings, or the flames. But your eyes. He stares at you, almost eagerly, nodding. Your eyes trace the path. That I could see. So, which are you? A dry field or lost in darkness? Durin's face tenses. The day we don't trade that question back and forth is the day our paths no longer need to be joined, and the trial. Durance's hand clenched his staff. The trial is done. So you're putting me on trial then? You know this nation is diseased. Don't need to be a watcher to see it in the children, the politics, the men that stalk the roads with knives in hands and murder in their eyes. This land needs life again. New seeds planted in the burned soil. His voice drops, mocking, and his eyes narrow. And something tells me you can see the path to making that future happen, Watcher. Your kind always does. So then, we need to make sure you see truly now. This nation, its people, don't need any more lies blinding them to the truth. You test the truth. You don't blindly accept it. And how do you plan to test me? Sharing the road, of course. One truth to match another. Matching each other's pace, keeping rhythm. Other priests can keep their teachings and rantings. But my faith, my teaching, sharing the road is a simple hard truth. His smile widens, and his hands tap against his waist. Once, then twice. And when you knock one truth against the leg of another, why, both legs stand firm. But now, if you strike a lie at the knee with the same force, his smile dies, and his eyes narrow. Why, you make a cripple with but one leg to stand on. Is that why you carry that staff? Is that why I... Terrence is about to launch another volley of words. Blinks, then he rolls his head back and laughs deeply. The laughter coming until it seems the air will run out of his lungs, and until it seems forced. Perhaps your words are worth listening to, Watcher. He frowns, any trace of humor gone. But the truth will win out. Keep pace, and we'll see. Let me ask you about something else
The
then.
cost of troubling me seems to worry you little.
I saw something strange. You were sitting by the fire, and I saw a great light from your staff.
Tell me what you saw.
Durance is silent, staring at you, locking gazes. It was like a flash. It was a flash, like an explosion, a rushing of air, incredibly bright. Oh, huh.
It is the light of
I
the
knew it!
Doomhammer you saw.
Durance takes in each word. He is strangely silent for a moment, and when he speaks, his voice is low. The Godhammer? What about it?
It was a weapon of Deerwood's people, a symbol of their independence. It saved the Deerwood.
What do you know about it?
It brought the Saints' war to an end, knocked a god from his perch. There are few that would deny Aothis overstepped. The Godhammer reminded Aothis of it. You saw its light because I helped shape it, give it life, and release it into the world. Once seen, its glory is almost too bright to be believed, and too bright to be forgotten.
So he helped build the Godhammer. Interesting.
There were 12 of us. We fashioned the weapon, drafted plans for it, prayed for guidance at Ashfall, and it came to me there. Each of us were given a staff made from the forest of black trees around us, glowing with embers and fire far greater than this branch you see now.
Hey, Leibs, how you doing? Good morning. I agree with your statement, by the way.
It felt as if the staff was Margaren's own finger, guiding my hand, guiding the other 11, the shadows of the 12 who had come to stand on the bridge to stop Aothis.
Oh, so Durance was there? Shadows of the 12.
Even in that stand, there was a ritual to it. For the 12 that stood on the bridge, there were a dozen shadows cast, a dozen faithful of Margren, her fiercest supporters and shapers of the Godhammer.
Durance rests the staff in front of him. The flame atop it curls for a moment. The light flaring slightly, it splits into a ring of flames, one after the other, until a dozen is met.
As 12 held Aothis fast, we 12 unleashed our prayers and let the Godhammer fall.
Then it blossoms brightly, once, and resumes its candle intensity. In the aftermath, the shadows seem sharper in the vicinity, as if they have edges, and you blink to clear your vision. Durance is still staring at the tiny candle-like flame, intently.
Shadows cast by the fire of the Godhammer, perhaps. We shared their fate as well in time. Now the spine of the Deerwood is marked by the Godhammer, marked by Margaret.
Durance frowns and moves his gaze from the staff. What do you mean, shared their fates?
Not all deaths come with stilled breath and stilled heart, or other stilled passions beneath the waste. Some deaths come from silence. The connection we once shared with Margaret, after the light of the Godhammer, it was not the same. It was as if we'd lost our senses, and sense of purpose as well. Instead of victory, being welcomed, there was silence, within and without. Not many can claim to have killed a god. It is less a heroic tale than you would think. And such a death, it changed our faith. All faiths, I expect. Doubt followed, and the world changed. I do not believe Margaret was pleased by what we had done.
Why is that? Because obviously they made the gods look vulnerable.
The world is broken, the wheel stilled. There is sickness in the world's heart. Perhaps the price of crossing a god.
Okay, or that, I guess.
Crossing two gods. Even as Margaret shaped our hands, perhaps we carried her will farther than was allowed. Just as Widewind did. Saint Widewind. Mortal arrogance to match mortal arrogance. Yet if the world had changed, then I sought to change with it. If I had forgotten some of Margaret's teachings, I would find them again. I would make her see me again.
What did you do, Durance?
I remembered Margaret's teachings, how reminders on the flesh were more important than the death of a vessel. And I wondered if killing Aethys, if that had simply set him free. Had it allowed him to escape his punishment and be taken on the wheel? Like a mortal? As I stepped from the now blessed Godhammer Bridge, I thought of Ashfall. I thought of the War of Black Trees. Wondered if I needed to be burned to find myself again. That is Margaret at her heart. At least that is my hope. These are the doubts that befall me.
What happened when you returned to Ashfall?
The road to Ashfall is long. Gives one time to think. If you think long enough, you do not go home. I left without telling anyone, with only the robes I wore at Halgot, my staff, and my name, which is long buried. Of my fellow 11 craftsmen, disciples, I know not what happened to them, if they suffered the same doubt as I did. But it was underserved. It was wrong. We had done all that. Or had asked. Grab victory from defeat and
You feel as if your god has betrayed you.
there is something about being used and cast aside. Perhaps Widewen himself felt it. There at the end, when the hammer struck. To be the proof that your god is hollow as the vessel it inhabits. I tried to find purpose, and avoided all contact with other Magranic priests. Did not seek the walls of Ashfall, and sought to make amends to my god through actions. I joined with the Purges for a time, and not long after came the first signs of the Hollowborn. So many crimes, trespasses, violations. The Salvation. Animancers were another sickness born of the Saints' War. A relapse of innovation, of desperation to heal what we had caused. All seemed worse than before the bridge, not better. And as years passed, the world became even worse still for the victory.
See, Megran's silence is your trial, yeah. Sweat collects in the sooty creases of his forehead and runs down his ruddy cheeks. It drips from the tip of his nose. His mouth moves, but utters no sound. He is, for once, at a loss. Feeling your gaze, he quickly composes himself, wiping his forehead with the back of a dirty hand.
Huh? Worship the whims of some fickle bitch, and you'll never be more than dirt beneath her feet. Worship what she worships, on the other hand. Take her fire for your own, and her esteem comes on its own. Of course, by that time you no longer need it. Trial and transformation, sure as Durance taught.
Durance glares at you, and staring into his eyes gives you the feeling of peering over the edge of a great cliff.
You think to put the coals to my feet, but what's burned once will never burn again. These talks are your trial, Watcher. You cannot deflect the truth to one who has already been purified by it.
So what did happen on the bridge? We chose the bridge because we could control it. Durance's hands tightened at the top of the staff, as if holding it by the neck. It was a place where we could choke Aethys in his own footsteps, where we knew his feet would fall, a narrow neck of stone. But it was more than that. It was the spine of the deerwood, symbolic of its backbone. Symbols are important in the construction of a weapon. Any weapon. Okay, how? Durance's face hardens, and his eyes burn, his eyebrows narrowing. I suspect Aethys knew that as well, and so did his vessel in its arrogance. His hand tightens on the staff. He intended to walk upon the bridge, as if walking on the backs of the Durwood. and we intended to burn him with the light of our faith, and his. 12 on the bridge, 12 in the shadow, and gave ourselves to it. Gave yourselves to it?
We put much of ourselves into the Godhammer. Such a device is not simply a machine. There are elements of the spirit in it. Even Widewind's spirit.
Waidwin, why?
We all studied Widewind. He was our enemy, and he had provided the flesh the god wore as a cloak. That flesh made him vulnerable. I knew what fields his hands had tilled, his family, what he had harvested, where he had been born. We sought to know him, what had led him to fight us.
Why was that so important?
You don't kill the god. You kill the man it inhabits. And you leave that man a ruin. Burn him to ash. The weapon was meant to not only burn his flesh, but it would burn his soul. And it did. At the cost of our own. And at the cost of our goddess's favor. That whore be damned.
Is that why of the image was blurred in the dream? Durrance frowns, glances at you with a sharp look. Perhaps your eyes were blinded by the Godhammer's light, Watcher. He snorts. I may feel half a man at times, but even that is twice than most others.
If you fear for my spirit, your fears are baseless. The Godhammer, seeing its light, only fueled my anger and made me stronger, made me re-examine the teachings of Margaret, put them in a new light.
It looked as if there was only a part of you, as if your spirit had been shorn in half.
I do not need you to cast any more questions on me, Watcher. Nor did I ask you to look upon me without my leave. Get gone, and leave me be.
Okay, can I talk with him again? His story is actually really interesting.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on the wrong door. There were 12 of it. Felt as if the...
Okay, no, I guess that was it. Hold on though.
If doubts and curiosity plague you, you're skinning your knuckles on
To
the...
know more about you. Durrance is an odd name. Don't dress like a priest. Staff of yours, could you tell me something about it? No, Durrance is an odd name. No more than Watcher. Endurance is not a name. It is a title. Okay, well, what does that mean? Are you a servant of Whale? Less mysteries and questions remain with him. Okay, alright. So he won't talk to me any further.
Watcher.
She's
I'm
got
ready.
nothing else to
Need
say.
something?
Felagina's eyes glimmer with a divine spark as she coolly appraises you. Brotherhood of the Five Sons. Pelagina nods softly. Back in the Republics, we call the Fremas Mescanc Suolias. Whatever. The Five Sons are the Duke's bells, the Duck's bells. The great duck who rule over the most powerful republics. Spirento, Ansensi, Salona, Ozia, and Revua. The ducks' bells keep the republic moving forward. Okay, good. Keep us at the forefront of trade and technology. Keep us strong against our rivals. We brothers are sworn to aid and protect them for the good of the republic and their citizens. You say brothers, but my breastplate bulges in the wrong spot? She cracks a small grin. I may look like a woman and sound like a woman, but according to the republic's laws, I'm not. What they call godlike people like me, we can never bear children, so we can't be real women, for whatever that's worth. Most women in the Republic, if they can't bear children, it's like the sun has set on their lives. But what it's worth to me, my freedom. The Brotherhood has a prohibition against women entering, but I was allowed. Many resented the decision, but I learned long ago not to care. Okay, well that sounds fairly typical. Um, how does that work? Five ducks that can't all agree at the same time. I know it's dukes, but I'm gonna be calling it ducks from now on. It's better that way. She throws her head back and laughs. Ha ha ha! God, that's terrible. Ha ha ha! Of course not. They argue endlessly into the Sangreta Ducala. The Brotherhood is forbidden to take sides in their debates. Not that I'd want to. I'd rather risk my life fighting the Republic's enemies than listen to the droning lectures of the Ducal Congress. Our loyalty is not to the individual duck, but to the ducks as a whole, to their collective will and resolutions. We follow the mandates of the Ducal Congress. The individual ducks direct us. They have an understanding of how we are not to be used. I just keep imagining a bathtub full of rubber duckies commanding an entire country. It seems plausible, of course. You're one of the godlike, aren't you? She lets out a small laugh. That's what they call me, yes. I've never met a god, so I don't know what they're like. I can't say why everyone else presumes to understand why I was born this way. Well, that's fair enough. Why are you so concerned about animancy and Defiance Bay? That's my last question. I don't care about the Valian republics. People look at the republics as a nation of traitors. Did I take the wrong option? We do engage in much commercial trade through Defiance Bay, but the greatest value we have found is not written on a ledger line. It's intellectual wealth, the ideas that we exchange. The Durwood and the Valian republics are the world's leaders in animancy. If the Durwood institutes prohibitions against research and practice of animancy, it will have serious repercussions for the Valian republics. Do you see animancy as just something to be traded? She snorts dismissively. I'm not a scientist, but I believe animancy can benefit us all. There are so many questions to be answered about who we are, why I am the way I am. If we can answer them, maybe we can make life better for everyone. All right, fair enough.
I'm here.
I do believe that's it. I could talk to Kana.
Following
Oh,
your
let's talk
lead.
to Kana. So you're being hunted by the Leaden Key? How did this all begin? I swear to God, this guy's like an idiot.
What shall I tell? I am Kanarua, born in the royal city of Takoa, from which rules the Ranga Nui. There. That is a solemn enough start. I am a lore chanter in the college there. Or at least a student of lore and a chanter both. I was on the usual path at first. Theology, the traditions, when the Gate of Great Teeth was completed. But it was also a sign that Rawatai.
Oh man. Okay, I'm done. Where's the I'm done question? Okay, bye.
I'm here.
Yeah, not a fan of Kana. Oh man. All that talking got me off of where I was going next. Uh, oh yes, Agasti and Heritage Hill. Agasti and Heritage Hill. Alright, so back to Defiance Bay. I think well, whatever. I don't remember where the Valian embassy is. I think it's in the first fire district. Where's also, I want to check the vendors as well. See if there's any specific I can pick up that's pretty good. 'Cause we're back in the money, baby. We is back in the money. And it is good. Oh, I guess the plants don't respawn. More sunk costs. I gotta buy plants. Good times. I mean, it's been like a month since I've been in this city. You know, okay, plants don't grow that quickly, but still. All right, here we go.
Ambassador Augusti, I would speak with you on a matter of some urgency and great importance.
Vicente Agosti, sighing as though remembering some heavy burden. Vicent, what a strange name. Vicent, Vicent. Vicent crosses his arms before replying. Palagina, if this is the same matter we previously discussed, I doubt I will be convinced any more easily. Ambassador, please hear her out. The ambassador appraises you for several moments and nods respectfully. You are well known in Defiance Bay, a number one noob NA, even in the Valian embassy. Vincent, I'm just gonna say Vincent. Vincent turns his attention back to Pelagina. So, you're keeping respectable company these days. He throws up his hands and shrugs. Hardly a good reason to go stirring up trouble with the Animancers, and who knows what else.
Ambassador, there are issues at stake here that go beyond rogue merchants and a port staying open. Animancy is under attack in Defiance Bay.
Pelagina shakes her feathered fists to emphasize her point. We have to protect our interests here, but that also means knowing when to avoid unnecessary entanglements, huh? The Animancers and the locals have a problem. They will work them out, or they won't. Either way, there's too much risk by getting involved.
If it is outlawed here, what would prevent the same from happening in our republics?
The ambassador's face vacillates between expressions of sympathy and frustration. Apologina, I do not think your concerns are unfounded, but this is not the place of the embassy to countermand the Republic policies, huh? If it makes any difference, Ambassador, I'm already looking into the matters Pelagina has spoken of. It doesn't. But it would be fortuitous if your investigation took you to Twin Elms, because that's where Pelagina needs to go.
What is it the Dukes need of me, Ambassador?
Look, the Deerwood's instability has created an opportunity for us to take up trade with the Air Glenfeth. We will need to meet with the Glenfitten soon to secure upcoming trade arrangements. The roads to Twin Elms can be dangerous, of course, but that's why you're gonna be our representative there.
Echosi, Ambassador. But won't this provoke the dear Woodins? Their country is falling apart, and we are already dividing up their trade alliances.
Provoke them into what? Going into war? Through no fault of the Republic's, the Deerwood's armies have been deprived of an entire generation of soldiers. It would be foolish not to take advantage of the situation. And if we don't, the Red Sarens will. Ambassador, that is some cold compassion, considering what these people have been through. That's true. But at the same time, I understand this is how companies and countries work both. They they see an advantage in somebody else's loss. They're gonna strike. Still, a part of me would say there's there's always value in investing and helping. You bring everybody up, you benefit as well.
More than that, Ambassador, there is a practical element to consider. We may profit in the short term from this arrangement, but what of the future? The Deerwood won't forget, and the Republics may pay the price for it.
The ambassador sighs. We're not the Duke's Palagina. It's their decision, and our job to carry out the orders. It's not like they're asking you to go kill someone. Pelagina raises an eyebrow and clenches her jaw, but remains silent. Pallegina. He shakes his head. Go to the Twin Elms, okay? Speak to the Speak to them. Impress upon her the instability of the Deerwood, and reassure her of the Velian Republic's desire to have safe trade, huh?
Of course, Ambassador.
The ambassador nods and smiles paternally. He then looks to you. I know you are planning on investigating this crisis together, but I hope you understand Pelagina's responsibilities. Um, we all have our duties to attend to. Pelagina narrows her eyes at you in annoyance, but we sent beams. Excellent. Now then, if you'll excuse me, my mama spaghetti is here.
Could have gone better. Could have gone worse. I appreciate that you stood up for me, but it's hard to persuade the ambassador to go against the Duke's orders.
I know you're right, Pelagina. We may find a way to fulfill your obligations by looking what is really going on around here. Don't worry. Yeah, we're gonna figure this out.
Enough wisdom for both of us. Now, I just need to find out how to get to Twin Elms before the ambassador loses his patience.
She pauses in thought. Still, I fear that making this deal with the Glenfathens will further weaken the Deerwood and make trouble for the Republics in the years to come. Well, it's a long way to Twin Elms. You'll have plenty of time to think over it.
Verus.
Okay, so nothing really got done there, but we did advance her quest. Still, Twin Elms is far away. I guess it's time for some Heritage Hill. Or do I check out the
But
shops
if your
first?
Duke's ordered you to return home,
The safety of the Republics is being decided here. If I do what needs to be done, there'll be time enough to beg forgiveness when the dust settles.
Alright, let's check out Copper Lane first, and the dozens specifically. I know their vendor is open to me now, so if there's anything in there I really want, I'll pick it up before I side with the Crucible Knights. Because afterwards they ain't gonna,
Yes?
well, we ain't gonna be friends no more.
Yes?
I don't know who that is. Have I been in that house? Yeah, it could be interesting. I feel like I have, but maybe I haven't. And there's always some value in going into random people's homes. I mean, you never know what you'll find.
slow and silent.
Well, this isn't thievery. Nice. Hey, well, at least we got some money out of it. This is associated with some sort of quest, obviously, so. Well, down we go. Gonna check all the vendors, and if I see anything I really want, I will write it down. Should take me about 15 minutes to complete this little shopping expedition. I don't need to buy anything right away except for at the dozens, so we're not gonna buy anything off these guys
How do
right
you
away.
do?
Even food. Okay, so you have nothing. Wait. Seal of Faith. That's the extra spells. All right, and it's Laura. So this is Copper Lane. It's only one thing I need to buy. I don't need to put the cost or anything. What does Telda's Ring do? I think that's the magic user version. Yeah, it's pretty good. Telda's Ring might not be as necessary though. Ring of Deflection. So that's a I don't need that right now. Sure, I'll find some anyway. Not a big deal. She sells all the scrolls, which we are not going to buy. And she also sells plants. So, plant vendor. There we go. There's one down. I think we got 5 more to go.
Good day to you.
So he just sells fruit and vegetables. We can cook our own food if we buy it. Buy his stuff.
Well
Igrant
met,
is the
friend.
weapon dude. Okay, so what do we got here? Nope. 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 No. Is that all you got? Weapons? No. The Dunred Demon. Oh, snap. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. So, Igrin, Dunred Demon, I can give that to um what's his face? Durance. So he'll have a little bit more AoE. Okay. I don't think there are any more vendors over here. I don't remember. I think there were only 3. All right, let's see if the dozens have anything. It'd be really great if they don't, because then I can go ahead and buy these items. At least the demon and Telda's ring if I really want to. Probably the demon is a definite buy.
We need someone to help us seek an audience with the Duke. But the dozens are little more than a mob.
Uh, what are our alternatives? The Dominals and the Crucible Knights? Would you rather keep their company?
At least with the Dominels, we can be confident that the bloodshed will be minimal.
Can we?
The streets won't run red. The Dominels can be violent, but always with a goal in mind. They're certainly no friends to me or the Republics, but their motives are easy to understand.
Yeah, we're not siding with the Dominals. I already um screwed that up, and even if I hadn't, you just I don't trust criminal organizations. How can you trust a criminal organization, right?
Ready, Watcher.
I wonder if I can get at that. All right. Can I get far enough away that I'm no longer spotted? Be the greatest theft in the history of theft. Oh, but she
I've
can't
got this.
lockpick. Ah, well. Still, she was able to make it. I wonder.
Following your lead. Right away.
Well, look at that. All right, move down here.
I'm here.
Following your lead.
I'm here.
Following your lead.
We might be able to pull this off.
Aye?
Especially if I do this.
How may I help?
Following your lead. Of course. I
For
can
it,
do
bro.
that. As requested.
Hey, get out of
I'm
there.
here.
Go for it. All that for a potion of regen.
Right.
I'll take it.
I'm here. I'll see what I can find.
It was still worthwhile actually doing that. That was kind of cool. All right, so now let's see
How
what
do
you
you
got.
do?
Okay, some exceptional shit that we don't need. I already crafted or enchanted one, so nothing there. Nothing there. Bracers of all-consuming rage. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Do I want dandy hat of the diseased yak? Nope. Snurf's folly. It's pretty damn good. Pile stompers. Minor fetid grass. Isn't that the it doesn't say the paralyze? Damage reduction, corrode. Fox and Hunter, 5 will summon noble creature. Summons a beagle dog. Okay, well, it's a pretty good cloak. I might buy it. Monacker Eret. For the head, Whispers of Treason. Chart 3 times per rest. Berserker belts. Okay. So definitely we want this. And this. And we'll buy this too. No, no, maybe, but probably not, and no. Now what we're gonna do is we'll go in here and we'll just sell all the fine shit. So we don't need it. Wait, hold on. Okay, I don't know where that went. Yep. hmm Fine club. Accurate. DR reduction. I guess this just comes built in. Keep shields. I want to have to buy a shield. Alright, so in here, so don't know what is best for a cipher yet. So we're just gonna sell off all the copies until we have no copies left. This should end up costing us about 5,000 gold, I think. Oh no, more. Alright, that's fine. Okay, so well, it'll be less once we sell, if we sell some of the stuff we got. So first things first, Mr. Oh no, no, that's not the right person. First things first then is Mrs. Palacina is going to equip this. Oh wow. I thought 2 might would have been enough to give her. Damn. I mean, it does give her more health though. At least it should. Then again, Durance can use might as well. I'll have to think about this. And the Resolve and Constitution she can definitely use, so I think we'll get rid of the Deflection Ring. She'll lose a little deflection, but she'll get some of that back. 1 point to be sure, and the Constitution will give her even more health. There we go. I knew somebody was still using a shitty ring. We can go ahead and sell this. I guess that's the built-in thing for the saber. Okay. Ah, yes, the cloak. So we'll go ahead and give this to Kana, and he'll summon dogs for us from now on. Verses of all-consuming rage. What are you using right now? Accuracy? It's important too. Dexterity. Oh yeah, these gloves are awesome. She just doesn't need the Constitution. Alright, here's what we do. We're going to take the Minor Gauntlets of Accuracy off. We're going to give Durance the Might. And we're going to give her the Accuracy, which is probably more important than a 10% crit multiplier. In fact, let's get that out of my inventory. These 3 are going to be sold, so we'll make a little bit more back. And that's it from here.
How do you do?
Actually, I don't know if I have any extras, so...
I'm here.
Alright, so let's see what the total changes look like for Durance. Ah, much better int now. And for Pelagina, we have a little bit more might. No, that's the belt. It's Constitution she should have. Yeah. +2 Constitution. She's up to 18 now. Good, good. What was the other thing I gave you? Oh yeah, it gives you 1 resolve. Which gives you deflection. I guess that's okay. Alright, let's get out
Yes.
of here. There's no other vendor in here, and there's nothing else I want to buy off this vendor. So we are done with the dozens. We're done with them. Now the only thing that is a must buy right now is that demon helmet. Because A, it'll give more AoE for Durance, and B, we can afford it. We can afford it, won't break the bank. So we're going to do that right now. Then we'll buy food because we're all out of buffs, and that's important. And I'm just going to focus on the Pearlwood buff, the Pearlwood chicken. Maybe if I can get some eggs, I'll get some farmer's bread
Gods
as
keep
well.
you.
Yeah, that's about it though. Here we go. Buy that. No. Now in my case, I don't have extra cloaks of protection. Well, that's good to know. Well, we can sell these. I don't need that. I don't know what that's doing in there. That's good. Okay. Okay. Now to see the difference
What?
for his spell. Okay, that's not a good example. What about restore? No, that's not a good example either. Wow, I don't actually think there's anything I can cast outside of combat that's going to. Oh, no, 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 that's not a good one. I guess I'll have to wait for Armor of Faith to see how much. Actually, what am I thinking? I can. Okay, so Pretty considerable increase, actually. It was 2 point something. I don't remember what. 2.73 or something, and it's now 3.55. Also, the duration increased by 3 seconds. Doesn't sound like much, but
Yes?
I'll take it. All right, so that's done. Now, I do believe. Oh yeah, we buy food and then we go to Heritage Hill.
Hail,
So
traveler.
we're talking to Narmer the farmer. We won't buy dragon eggs by mistake. That was pretty close. Fish, meat, poultry, vegetables, fruit. Oh no, rice, fruit, grain, oil, sugar. All of that combined will cost us 258 pieces of gold. Well, it's definitely not much, but it's better than the nothing we had before. Shit, we could have sold these. We will sell those. These. Okay. Our drugs. Come on. Okay, they don't stack more than 5 times. It's really silly. More drugs. Don't know what these potions are, but we'll take them out of there. The scroll. What are these drugs? More drugs. Okay, that should be it. All right, good.
Yes?
Hey, Dax, good morning. I didn't even know Dort still streamed, much less sold merchandise for his stream. Man, I'd agree with your wife though, 100%.
Good day to you.
The guard holds up a palm. Sorry, but this district's closed by order of the Duke, the Duck himself. Lila sent me, looking for the missing guards. So, you're the one she sent word about. The guard looks you up and down, frowning. Was expecting her to send in a whole squad of justiciars. Uh, justice, whatever. Not that I'm volunteering, mind you. I'll have the gate open immediately. Just watch your step. I'm afraid we can't send anyone after you if this goes badly. Any ideas what might have happened to the other guards? Okay, let me ban the bot here. Citicorno 77PO. In the off chance you are somehow not a bot, even though this looks pretty suspicious, why don't you go ahead and type get good in chat? And that way we can both have a dialogue. Otherwise, I will gladly ban you. Derek will be selling the Get Good coffee mug. Can only fill it up 25% of the. uh, you know what? You're a genius. He just got back from a year's deployment. Good for him. I wish him well. That doesn't mean I want to have anything to do with him though. Um, at all, ever again. Thoroughly unpleasant experience that was. So what happened to the other guards? I don't know, and I have no desire to find out, if you catch my meaning. Ones that disappeared weren't the deserting type, however. The worst part is, both times the watch disappeared, the next rotation found the gate unlocked. I don't know whether they went in or if something got out, but if it's the latter, refugees are going to be the least of our problems. Have you seen anything unusual? Friend, I don't see. No, I try to see and hear as little as possible. One of the women on the last watch said she heard somebody or something shouting from the northeastern part of the district. Something that sounded like an order, but I don't see how anyone can survive in there. Once or twice I've caught a glimpse of something moving on the other side of the gate. I'd just as soon forget about it. All right,
Yes?
a whole section of a
I'll
city
see what I can find.
abandoned. Interesting. Skeletal Ranger. Oh, there it is.
There's something unnatural about this place.
Really? You think?
I'm here.
I'm ready.
Looks like quite a few of them over there.
Hmm?
I don't think we need to do anything crazy to prepare for this, but I'd rather be able to see my characters, and I just can't see them from over there. All right, let's take a shot at the wizard. Just remove him from the. I can't see him. What?
How may I help?
Pain in the ass. Rip wizard. Much better. Holy shit! I can actually reach everybody.
I'm here.
Ixiana.
Thanks, Sleeps. I would have forgotten. Appreciate it, man.
Dead on!
The better part of valor.
Seems like
See now what the flame has shown us?
your typical, outbreak of undeath and whatnot. I don't know why you would blame animancers for this. It's necromancy. No, I've only heard necromancy mentioned once as well. Well, I said they heard something to the northeast, so that's where we'll
I
go.
can do that,
Check to the northeast.
as requested.
Footsteps everywhere. A Dargul? Oh, this is going to be vampire related, ain't it? Alright, here we go.
Ready, Watcher.
That's it! Yes?
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Yeah, I'm not worried about ghouls.
Yes?
I shall be quiet as a calm sea. I'll give it a try, at least. As requested.
Ready, Watcher.
Hey, maybe I should worry about them.
There's a lesson to be.
I'm here. Indeed.
Margren's fire casts light in dark places.
Okay, we need a key for that. What's this? Oh, this is where they heard the voices. Find out what's inside. Enthralled, just a... Oh, shit.
What's this?
A woman turns when you enter. Her wide, pale eyes shine like lamps in the darkness of the tomb. 4 crucible knights hover nearby, their glazed expressions fixed on her. Reinforcements at last. I hope you've come armed because we've got to get out of here. Something about her seems hazy and insubstantial, even the darkness of the tomb. Who are you? A commander of the Crucible Knights. I lead the militia stationed around Heritage Hill. Securing this district became my responsibility when this, whatever it is, happened. What are these soldiers doing here? She looks at them, but either she doesn't notice their distant gazes and the way they sway on their feet, or it doesn't faze her. They're under my command, of course. They heard my call. We've been waiting on a few more to help us fight our way out of here. Thank? And how did they manage to hear you in this tomb? Her eyes flash. There's something unnatural about the way she hovers, watching you. I hope you're not questioning my command. I'm warning you, I don't tolerate insubordination. No, no, not at all. Not questioning you. Then if you've caught your breath, we should move out. Um, what are you doing here? I came in search for survivors. Only too late did I realize there weren't any. She brings a hand to her head. Her skin is practically translucent. I found myself surrounded by those creatures outside, and I had to seek refuge. Funny, isn't it? To hide from the dead in a building that was meant to hold them in the first place? She pats the wall of the tomb. Anyway, I've been waiting for more reinforcements. Okay. Uh, I'm gonna leave. Woman nods. Form up and stay on your guard. We'll have to move quickly. She begins to glide like mist over a lake, her feet barely skimming the ground. Yet as she moves forward, she blinks and holds her head. Confusion clouds her semi-transparent eyes. I feel strange, like I... She looks at the tomb around her, horror slowly dawning. She freezes in place, hovering in the air. No, that's impossible. It's only been... I can't be. The other side of the tomb is visible through her gaping mouth. She looks at her hands, seemingly for the first time, turning them in front of her. As her eyes and her mouth widen in horror, she turns to you. What have you done to me? Her expression hardens, and the crucible knights behind her stir. Novitiates, attack! Okay, I didn't do shit to you, A, and I was hoping that I could get the fuck out of here. But clearly, that's not happening. So, fine then. Well, first things first. Uh, Wizards to the rear.
Ready,
There you are.
Watcher.
Okay. Keenan's gonna have to switch to melee. He's caught in it now. I'm trying to kill her in the hopes that if I kill her, they won't be bound anymore. But Mug was through Streamlabs. Yeah, no, I'm aware. I just one thing at a time. I got so much going on. It isn't funny right now. Nope, I guess not. Oh well. Well, in that case, sorry guys. Sucks to be you.
It's not working. That's it.
Brave does the lot believe.
Oh, I'm fairly certain I'm over leveled for this place. That Banshee
Light,
might have been a
flame,
threat
and
to
sound.
me
We'll
3,
keep to
4,
ourselves.
maybe even 5
As
levels ago.
requested.
5 levels ago, I'm gonna guess. Okay, well, I know what happened to the poor innocent soldiers. I murdered them. So it's I have a list of things I'm working on, Dex. I've made more progress, I think, in the last month than I have in a while, just because I'm writing everything out down that I do and crossing it off. It's amazing what a list can do for you. So right now, real life and things pertaining to my real life have priority, a ginormous priority. And I'm not saying that because, yeah, obviously they should. I'm saying that because that's just where my focus is. Afterwards, the stream is going to undergo some pretty massive,
I can do that.
let's call them renovations, and I'm looking
As
forward to it.
requested.
I will be selling merchandise as at reasonable prices, whatever that is, and they will have the emotes on them, and that'll just be a part of the restructuring, the renovation, so to speak. So I do agree with you though. A get good mud would be awesome. Or world's greatest noob.
Brave does the lot believe. Following your lead.
I'm here.
Light, flame, and sound. We'll keep to ourselves.
I'm here.
I'm here.
Jesus. Oh, all right. What's next? Traps, I don't care about. Scrolls, no, I don't care about. Training grounds. Uh-huh. Random plant. That's what's next.
I shall.
I'm ready.
Hmm?
So far, this seems like something that the town guard could have handled. They could have dealt with it. Didn't need to call in an expert. Couple of skeletons and some zombies? I mean, come on now, man, guys. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Couple of ghouls. This looks a little bit bigger than your average fuck up, though. Okay.
Ready, Watcher.
Still not a problem for me, but I am kind of curious
Yes?
uh, how much this will do.
I'm ready.
Okay. Ho 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 ho! Ho. Ooh, skeletal wizard. Less funny. Let's kill him.
Let's have it out!
Like
Yeah, even that wasn't
Roak 10.
wasn't a big deal. I have to redo your chance. Chance. Okay, yeah. So, a little mistake. I gotta do the quick ones first, because that builds up his usage. And then doing one of these is, well, they're really good, though. What if I got rid of... Oh, I don't even know it. You know what? We'll just do that. And B can just be this in case we this and reflex. And this one in case we come across spirits specifically. Here we go.
Hmm?
And what does the flame reveal?
What's this? Tower. Okay.
The better part of valor.
I think I see something.
Okay. Let's get out of here. I want to explore the rest of the city before I go down into this tower.
Hello? Hello?
I'm here. My bow's ready. Right.
Yes?
Ready, Watcher.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of zombies.
I'm ready.
Let's burn this away!
Yes.
Yep, that is it.
I'm on the trail.
Please let me find some survivors in here.
I'm here.
Baltus Manor. Well,
Of
this place
course.
is pretty big. Thought this was just some little house. Now I gotta decide whether I want to explore some rich dude's house or a dark, foreboding tower first. Hmm. Okay.
I think I see something.
Come on, survivors. Haha, survive. Maybe survivors? Greetings. A woman bends over a roaring fireplace, feeding a splintered chair leg into it. As you get closer, you notice something unnatural about her. A certain pallor to her skin, a lack of movement beneath her flesh, even while her arms execute deft, efficient movements. And then you see the puckered flesh, ragged and bloodless, over her heart. Careful, number one new Bene. This one thirsts for kith blood. It's a vampire.
It's rude to stare, you know. Don't worry.
I've no mind to start anything with you. After all, I've stayed in such good shape by choosing my meals carefully.
Thank you, Psycho Wim. I won't. If I stop streaming, which is highly unlikely, I was about to say I'd never. I'll let everyone know on Discord and I'll let my subscribers know. But until then, even though I may disappear for a couple of weeks, I will come back. And thank you very much for your support, sir. 37 months. Really appreciate it. Goes for all of you. You know who you are. Speaking of who you are, who are you?
A survivor, by the grace of my own careful preparations. When I heard the claws scrabbling at the door outside, I took care of matters myself. And since then, I've been careful to keep myself fresh and fed.
She turned herself into a vampire? How? What? Do you know what happened here?
An incredible act of animancy, of a magnitude this part of the world likely hasn't seen since Engwithan times. Someone found something very powerful and ancient, and I'd bet my own preserved life it wasn't Aldhelm or his lovely assistant.
So who's Aldhelm? His name barely merits repeating. He's a charlatan who liked to dig up pretty artifacts and call himself a scholar. The pity with animancy these days is just about anyone can claim to be an expert. Yeah, that's good, but I still don't understand why this district is full of walking corpses and vampires. She spins from the fire to face you. Because someone found a way to tether their souls to their bodies, don't you see? She taps her skull with an impatient finger. So when the heart stops beating, when the blood stops flowing, their bodies are still animated. And with a newfound hunger, she turns back to the fire. Those that can't feed it with living flesh and essence stay strong. No, those that can feed it with living flesh and essence stay strong and sharp. Those that can't degenerate quickly. Uh-huh. Oh, I'm gonna go. Um, yeah, it's totally not disturbing at all.
Let's see what lies this way.
Something really screwed up happened here. I don't trust anyone
I'll give it a try. At
who was
least,
an animancer and turned
as
herself
requested.
into a damn vampire. Or ghoul. I don't know what she is actually. I
I
think
can
she's
do
a
that.
vampire, but. So what are you hiding in this room here,
As requested.
vampiress? A prisoner. Oh my fucking god. You, you're not one of her servants. Please, you gotta get us out of here before she feeds on us. What happened to you? Just groundskeepers. The district fell into chaos. Kanta took us in. We thought we'd be safe until Knights got, everything under control. Instead, she locked us in here, and every week one of the monsters who serves her comes in and takes one of us away. I don't know what she's doing. Sometimes we can hear the screams. Please get us out of here. Okay, stay here for now. I'm gonna confront her. Oh, well, it's better than what you were using.
Hello? Hello?
Look, I understand you need to live, vampire, but you know, no.
You return.
I came
What have
across
you
a
been
group of
seeking this
people
time?
in the back room. Hope you didn't disturb them. Rounding them up is quite the chore. Uh, uh, okay. This seems like an oversight. She's like, she's like, oh yeah, that's totally normal. Okay, you guys can go. Let's get out of here. Thank you. We'll never forget this. Yeah, but I bet you she'll never forget it too. Now we're gonna kill the vampire.
You return.
No, She still doesn't care. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You know. Cool. All right. Let's see what the manor's about. I mean, clearly, if I had to guess, the tower is the main part of it. Maybe there's another really confused. What's it called? Wrong button. God damn it. Really confused vampire in there who doesn't care about anything I do.
I'm here.
Hey, Toa, how you doing? Throw a fireball at them. Okay. Well, can do.
Hmm?
Just give me a second. I'll go ahead and fireball them. Why not? That's what it's there for.
Yes?
As you can see, fireball. My fireballs aren't that powerful, unfortunately.
Following your lead. Let's end this! Proactive!
Zero. Permet swolias.
I have them!
Can you guys not hit him? All right.
Indeed.
Slow and silent.
Them fireballs need work. I need to get more gas or something. Lord Valtus's will. Okay. Oh, I didn't know whether you knew or not. That's not why I said it. I was saying it because I wish my fireball was more powerful. How you doing though, man? Hopefully you're okay and your family, your friends. Oh, hey, look. There's the Valtus family. Seda, let us in. It's safe. Come out now. Open the door, Seda. The female Dargle sniffs the air and whirls around hissing. Okay, cool. Well, you didn't actually. Okay, they saw me. Shit.
Hello?
Stop saying hello, you moron. Let him past. He's a lover, not a fighter. Oh, they gotta go. A whole family of undead with them. Nice. That's about all we can do right now with the pandemic, isn't it?
Lava will be on.
All right. Get in here. Okay, or don't. Just stand here. That's all, literally all you need to do is stand there.
I'm here.
Brave thou Philok Nili.
Well, there's obviously a survivor behind that door, but I just killed her entire undead family. So, yay for me?
I can do that. As requested.
My God, if they had found the key. Huh,
Hello?
there's
Hello?
nobody in here. Baltus groundskeeper letter. Family museum is swept and marble polished. The key is hanging, as always, in the kitchen by the oven. Okay. Oh, look, a kitty cat. Okay. There's a ragged hole to outside as if somebody dug through. Okay, so the kid got out of here. Okay. Where the hell's the oven? This way, I guess? But the key is missing. Well, how am I gonna get in there if I don't have the key? This is the manor key, not the... Did I miss something? This is a really fun game, too, if you like RPGs in the style of Baldur's Gate. I've really been enjoying my time playing this game. I've been doing voices and narrating as much as is reasonable. So there have been some pretty bad accents tossed around. Okay, I did not miss anything. Yeah, I misread something. Maybe the manor key is enough to unlock it. Who knows? We're gonna check it out, see what happens. I don't know if you saw one of my characters. Looks like he's in the. He's a part of the Spanish Inquisition. That's my main character,
Hmm?
and we are indeed
Hmm?
looking for witches. Oh, hey Derek, keep up the great work. Oh, thank you, CLT. I promise I will. And here's the kid. Shit.
Indeed.
Hey, Seda. A little girl cowers in the back of the tomb. Her face is streaked with dirt, and even in the shadows you can tell she's far too thin. She watches you, holding her breath. It's all right. You're safe. She inches into the candlelight. Her clothes are little more than filthy rags now, but ripped and stained fabric does look like embroidered silk. You have to be quiet. Noise brings the hungry people. Sagani stands stock still, looking at the girl as if at a wounded rabbit. Borok's shadow. She's been on her own for weeks. My name is Seda. Are you hiding from them too? She watches the door of the vault, her eyes wide and careful. Tell me what happened to you. Her eyes take on a distant look. Her legs start to tremble. Be strong. Think back to how they started. She takes a deep breath and stares at the stone floor. There was a big noise and light in the sky. Everyone thought it was a storm, but then people started waking up. After they died, I mean, they... She twists her shredded sleeve into knots. Mother and father and Emilio boarded up the door, but the hungry people found our house. Her fidgeting becomes more agitated. They fought. The hungry people always get up again. They broke through the door, and Mother told me to hide. Then I came here to hide, but the door got stuck, and I didn't know when it would be safe outside. Well, I have answers to all of these. I need to get you out of here. Is it safe? Are there hungry people out there? It's still dangerous, but the path to the main gate should be clear. Run for it. What? Let me escort her. What the fuck? I won't let anything catch me, I promise. Man, that is
I shall
fucked
be
up.
quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Holy ball sacks. That is amazing. Oh no, what happened, CLT? Just the bot's not gonna know if you put a period and no space between two words, it's not gonna know if you're trying to, if you made a typo. Um, so I'm sorry about that, but I have no choice with all these stupid, and I do mean stupid, Twitch bots out there. I guess they must work somehow because people are still spamming those
I'm
stupid
here.
messages. Oh, you were sending me a joke picture.
I'm on the trail.
You can still send it to me on Discord. All right, off to the tower, I guess. We saved the girl, and we got a sweet new item that's actually useful. I'm really glad you're enjoying it, CLT. Uh, Mainly because it's one of the on my list of games that I actually am interested in playing. It's one of the few I actually can play without my computer uh, heating up the
Hello?
room.
Hello? Let's see what lies this way.
All right, off we go. The massive stone door of the tower is sealed, and there doesn't appear to be any way of opening it. Okay. Oh, okay. Huh. You may need to link things differently. You clicked on Discord? What do you... I, don't- I don't know. I don't think I've ever run into a problem where linking a meme on Discord hasn't worked. But then again, I use view image, the view image thing, so I mean, I just don't know. You have to know more than you're letting on.
You return.
Nope, I guess you don't. I don't understand. I didn't miss anything, did I? Oh, to join the Discord? No, that should be working just fine. I just alt-tabbed everyone. Sorry about that. That link anyway should work just fine. And if it doesn't, then I'll update it right now. It won't take me long. Been in both of these already. Guess I'll go back to Wyla. I don't know what the hell's going on out here. There! That's the nice man who helped me. And thank the Iron Arm for it. We'll get you sorted out at the keep. Good.
Gods keep you.
Okay. So we gotta go back to the Crucible Knights and figure out if there's more information. Oh, yeah, maybe that's it, man. Oh, that is unfortunate. I did come to the right place, right? Yes, I did. Good.
I'm ready.
I'm here.
Okie doke. We'll go back to see Wyla and tell her we've discovered nothing. Except for one Animancer who appears to be a little crazy and turned herself into what I think is a vampire. But, oh hey, Seda. Hello, Seda. Seda looks like she's had a bath and a few square meals. She smiles shyly. Good. Your guards were charmed by the spirit of a woman named Lyra. I've gotten rid of her. Her tired eyes grow round. By the flame! You found her? My missing commander? She heaves a sigh and loses her gaze among the floor tiles. And she was calling to the watch from beyond the grave. It doesn't make sense. But nothing in that accursed district does. What happened to the soldiers under her spell? They didn't make it. I see. Nevertheless, thank you for your help. And you left me with as many questions as answers, but at least now I know what happened to my troops. And Commander Lyra. Please, accept this as a token of my gratitude. If there's nothing else, I must attend to my duties. Okay, what about the fact that that district's still fucked? No, no one cares? Okay, cool. Alright, then. I I thought there was gonna be more to that quest. And I'll take the copper, I guess. Alright, this was the last guy I needed to see for my shopping trip up here, the dwarf. So I'm gonna see what he has on offer, and if there's anything I absolutely would like to pick up, because okay, he made a an animat. I see. Do you think you could repair it? Oh, cool. Dunstan gives a low whistle. That's a fine blade indeed. He holds one fragment in his rough hands. Looks Adiran, special made. Must have been a commission for a champion or sort. He hands the shard back to you. A sword of this caliber would have had a specially designed hilt too. Be ashamed to graft anything else onto it. Besides, it'll balance best with all of the original pieces. You'll find the rest of it, and I'll forge it for you. Okay, so the White Spire. Oh, that's pretty good. Blizzard. It's not bad. S-Stock. Of course it's an S-Stock, though. Nope, forget that. Alright, what about armor? Heldrick's coat. I have better. I can just craft that. No. Forge Master's gloves. No. Shot in Faith. Grants consecrated ground when hit by a critical. No. It's not worth it. Okay, so he doesn't have anything I need. Good. Don't even need to cross him off the list. He's just... Cool, I'm in. Don't use Discord much, but at least I can participate. Have you thought about changing the party up, rotating NPCs? I did already rotate in Pelagina, and I am going to make a Cypher, like a normal Cypher character. But no, I haven't. I haven't really thought of rotating them. I don't know why. I mean, it's my intention to play through this again, maybe even more than once. And if I play through it again, it's not likely that I'll stream it unless I'm doing something crazy like Path of the Damned. So it won't take me nearly as long now that I know what I'm doing and I can try everything. But no, I really haven't given it much thought. Maybe I'll bring out the Druid, because it's really the only two characters I have right now are the Druid and Adair. Maybe I'll bring him out, but it's something about him being all gung-ho about eating raw flesh kind of turned me off of him immediately. Alright, where is he? Okay, he's up here. There's a Cypher NPC with a good story? Oh, okay. Well, there you go. So I guess now I don't need... am I ready to commit to Commander Clive? I just don't know. Still have a bounty to do. The endless paths. I went down about as far as I could. The long hunt to Persaka. Yenwood Field. For agreement with Amenfeth. So it's either I do the main quest, Never Far from the Queen, or I go off and explore Deerwood Village. I guess. I guess I'll go check out Deerwood Village before I make up my mind. I mean, it's a village, so I really doubt there's going to be much, if any, combat. I can go check it out and then make up my mind afterwards what I want to do. I'm an explorer, primarily, so I like to keep my options open. Back to day 4, I believe. Thanks for posting on YouTube. No problem, man. My pleasure. If you find it easier to watch there, it doesn't take much effort for me to do it, so no worries. So I haven't been to Deerwood Village yet. I think I cleared out Stormwall Gorge. I've been to Steering Falls. I cleared it out. Woodend Plains is clear as well. Don't remember if I just ran past. Let's double check the bridge. It won't hurt us to just double check the bridge. Because I don't remember if there was anything there or not. Any NPCs anyway. Trying to catch up? No worries, man. There's no rush. Okay, I guess that is a no. All right, off to Deerford Village. Maybe this place isn't a town. Nope, it is Temple of Bereth. Draco getting in. Trigil's career. Okay. Hendina's apothecary. A grieving mother. And Winfred's arms. All right, let's check out the temple. An elf idles by the road, watching the village across the river. He nods as you approach, and the cowled figures standing near him fall silent.
Hail and well met.
Greetings, friend. A slow smile forms as he eyes you. I've heard of you. Word has it you've been busy in Defiance Bay. He draws closer. I'm busy too, and eager to finish my business and get back to the city. And what business is that? Haven't you heard? There's a murderer on the loose, said to have gone mad with grief and strangled a dozen healthy children when our own was Hollerborn. He nods at the figures with him. We've come all the way from Defiance Bay to bring her to justice. She's here? He nods across the river. She's hiding out in the village. We'd go in after her ourselves, but the problem, you see, is she knows our faces. There's no telling what she'd do if she saw us coming, and we would like to avoid any further unnecessary bloodshed. He leans closer. Her name's Nifre. She's an Orlin. I want to get her out of town so we can deal with her cleanly. She knows we're looking for her, but if someone were to convince her that it's safe to leave, if she's a mass murderer, why didn't the Duck send the Crucible Knights after her? Powers that be want to keep things quiet, for obvious reasons. Better not to cause a fuss, and certainly better not to startle her into doing something drastic. Not so sure about this. He lays a strong hand on your shoulder. A madwoman like that is everybody's problem, friend. Just keep an eye out. If you come across her, remember what I told you. I'll make it worth your while. What did she do exactly? She was responsible for the murder of all those babies in Defiance Bay, remember? Terrible thing. But we'll make her pay, all right.
Well met, friend.
Uh, what babies that were murdered in Defiance Bay? What are you talking about? I think while I was in Defiance Bay, I would have heard of a crazy psychopath halfling baby murderer. I'm pretty sure that's something I would have remembered.
Hello? Hello?
Oh, wow, this is some one of them budget temples. Nice. Reminds me of Baldur's Gate 2. You would go inside this big ass temple, and then it would be a room like literally barely enough for your party to fit in, and then the vendors right there, or the priests right there. Welcome, son. Aha. Okay. I see. I see where all the money went on the outside. I only require a moment. All right.
Greetings.
House Errand Guard. The guard sighs with relief as he looks at you. What are the odds? Stuck in this backwater only to meet the famed champion of Defiance Bay. Barath's will brings mercy to dying deed. His demeanor grows serious. Maybe you could help. I don't suppose you saw a young elven noblewoman on the road. I'm stuck in this wretched place with the rest of my unit till we find her. No, Goofy, I haven't seen anyone like that. Same as everyone else in this blazing village. He sighs. Perhaps you could go speak with Lord Heron at the inn, anyhow. He'll be grateful for the assistance, and it could be the locals open up to you about his daughter's disappearance more than they have us. Okay, cool. Maybe I will take you up on that. Till then, I'm going to continue exploring this town. Oh, oh, look at the little piggy. The little Piggly Wiggly. Oh, another name, dude. Rumbald. A man paces angrily in front of the wrecked animal pen, his sun-weathered face twisted with ire. He's so wrapped up in his fury that he doesn't seem to notice you. Gallowing, slobbering beasts, blazing, bloody effigy, thrice damned salty wench and her soggy. What's wrong? That bloody monster stole my pigs, traipsed into the village, tore down me pen, and made off with a whole damn herd. Just left a few little runts, and what am I supposed to do with them? Um, okay, calm down and tell me what happened exactly? No, 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 no. Telling someone angry to calm down, that's rude. What are you talking about? A bloody ogre moved into the area not long ago. Folk had been seeing glimpses and tracks out in the wood, but it seemed to be staying away from the town, or so we all thought, till it made off with me pigs. Now everyone's afraid it's gonna develop a taste for kith, if it hasn't already. Did you see the ogre take your pigs? What else would have destroyed me pen and made off with me herd? And at the same time, the rest of the village is seeing a 10-foot monster in the forest. I know it's too late to get me pigs back, but I'd set my mind at ease to see that thing's head shorn from its neck. In fact, you bring me its ugly pate, and I'll trade you for something that's of less use to a farmer like me, and more to a rowdy-looking sort like yourself. What do you know about the ogre exactly? It's the same as all the other ogres, I'm sure. A big, ugly son of a bitch, with a nasty temper, and an appetite to match. Trigal could tell you more. He claims to have seen it in the woods. You can find him in his shop right by the broken tower. Okay, cool. I mean, I doubt it's that simple.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
Ugh, smells like my old hunting leathers.
Huh. Antelopes.
Hail, traveler.
A young woman leans against a wagon. One arm and one side of her face are covered in bandages, with raw, rippled flesh showing underneath. A minty, tangy scent wafts from her dressing. She smiles painfully. Just ventured into town? I'm about dry on some of my stocks, but you're welcome to have a look, see? Alright, why are your stocks limited? It's the damn roads. Can't reach none of my suppliers, so I'm stuck with whatever I can scrounge up in the wood. Durcap, river reed, and the like. That's well and good, but most potions require something stronger too. Troll skin, vessel bone, what have you. And then there are the really rare ingredients. Things you'd never be able to afford, let alone find on your own. What did you find? And Nina winces as the rest of her story comes tumbling out of her. I've been keeping an eye on a drake's nest east of town at Deerford Crossing. The beast stayed just long enough to lay a clutch and move on. Thank the Sky Mother it wasn't a full-grown dragon. She looks at her bandaged arm and grimaces. Fresh eggs are much more useful than the ones that get passed between merchants, or left in nests for weeks or more. And that clutch looked to be at its peak. Thought I'd see about getting an egg, but I didn't realize so many of them already hatched. Or the young worms were so, territorial. Well, I mean, I can get an egg for you. She keeps her gaze steady, but you see hope rekindling in her eyes and twitching at the corners of her mouth. I sure hope you're not leading me on. I don't think I could stand getting burned again. She bites her lip. If you really mean to go after it, I'd certainly pay you. Just remember, big as they are, dragon eggs are fragile. There's a lot more I can do with a whole one.
Greetings.
Okay, so show me your wares. What you got in here? Drugs. Okay, drugs and reagents. So it's all well and good.
Hello.
And what's wrong with the roads? A noise of disgust rattles from her throat. Brigands, looters, you name it. The gods may be hauling out our babies, but it's grown folk that's rubbing out the rest of us. Okay, I'm looking for an Orland named Nifrey. I did see an Orland lady head into the Dracogen just the other day. She points across the road at a large building. Don't know what her name was, but she was acting real sneaky like. Okay. Grieving mother. The woman looks briefly through you as if she doesn't know you're there. Oh, hey, another NPC. This middle-aged peasant woman is dressed in brown leather cloth, draped down to her knees. Her hands are working at separating stringy, colorless vegetables in a pile before her, stripping the heads off the long fibrous stems with a paring knife. She discards the stems one by one, placing the heads of the vegetables into a small, cradle-like basket in front of her. She does not greet you as you approach. It may be she doesn't even know you're there. Excuse me? Woman does not respond. She keeps stripping the heads from the vegetables with a steady rhythm. She may be deaf. There's no indication she has hurt you. Study the woman. At first glance, she seems nothing more than a middle-aged woman, unremarkable, maybe less stern than most, who seems more focused on the weaving in her lap than her surroundings. Yet, you suddenly notice she's not stripping the vegetables before her any longer. She's weaving, and the vegetable pots are now missing. She still pays you no mind, her brown locks torn and snagged from lack of washing, like many of the townsfolk you've seen. There's some sort of strange blur to her. Even the motions of her hands seem to be playing with threads that lack color, in a shape that lacks interest. It may be that she is half-minded or deaf, but something's not quite right. As you watch, her knitting takes on an odd cadence, and you have a terrible suspicion that something lurks beneath what your eyes are showing you. Focus on the woman. Her brown hair is long, almost impossibly to the length of her hands. As you follow the streams of her locks downwards, the hairs become long and black, splitting off into threads of black and silver and wrapping around her hands. She is forming a soul cradle with her threads, braiding a net in front of you, each finger long and sharp like a series of knitting needles. Almost hypnotic. The silver and black strands of her hair weave together with silver predominating as a highlight, the black shadowing it. And suddenly, you are calm. You are on a plateau, almost the height of a tower, several stories high. The plateau is like a table lying beneath a clear sky, and beneath it, surrounding it in all directions, a forest, hazy with mist, albeit whether this is actual mist or distance or a recollection, you do not know. Resting in the curve of a natural arch above you is a great copper bell. half again the size of a man, hanging at attention, as if looking down on you and the event unfolding before you. The plateau has soaked in the sun, and the rock beneath you is rough, but also warm. The sky forms a cradle around you. You do feel different, not disembodied, but you feel your body, your physical contours have changed along with the surroundings, and you hear a soft series of chimes, like wind chimes. At the sound, the scene gains color and texture, as if the sound is beckoning you gently forth, filling your senses and thoughts like mist roiling softly into a sealed chamber. The chime coaxes you deeper into memory, and you're certain it is a memory, a warm one. You're on the stone of the plateau, your knees on the warm texture of the ground, silver, white, shimmering like Adra? The plateau is formed of it, glistening in the sun. You can feel the heat on your skin, your wrists and your hands are in motion, weaving, not thread, but gathering tenderly, moving along the first movement of Bharat's wheel. Your hands are wet. Your hands are upon the flesh of a newborn child, and you can feel the crowning of a tiny head, turning it in your grip. Its head is slick, wet from the womb. The hands you are wearing, inhabiting, have done this many times, and they are practiced and confident. You can feel distant pains in your own head as the head emerges, a stream of fluid from the womb helping the newborn slide forth, and a woman's labored breathing crying out. As your hands move, you hear the sounds of chimes, clear, cutting through the haze of memory. You cannot see where they are coming from, but they are close, and they are meant as a comfort. That you are certain. And coaxed by your hands, every movement causes the chimes to sound again. Almost eagerly, the child comes forth. As it does so, your hands are in motion, weaving, moving along the length of a soft, wet rope. No, an umbilical cord from the legs of the naked woman before you. You're holding a small child, still wet from the womb. The child cries out, its cry full of life, full of soul, the ringing of chimes echoing in its thoughts, filling it with its welcome. The soul is blurred at the edges, as if you are viewing a soul from within a soul. But it is there, alive. The woman before you is weeping, and at her first cry, her hands reach out for it. Surrender the child? You surrender the child to her, something you have done many times before, and as your hands move, the chimes echo the movement, and you realize the chimes are hanging from the cords on your wrists. And where once they echoed in the memory, they are now echoing in the child's mind as well. The chimes are intended to welcome the child, to be its first gentle greeting into the new world, a soothing sound guided by the tender motions of your wrists. You are helping to weave its thoughts, its perceptions, and the experience. The woman laughs with a ragged joy, laughing from a parched throat. Her emotions seem soothed, but the physical demands of labor have left her exhausted. But the child is here, and safe. All atop the plateau is peaceful, calm, distant, flattening out as the memory persists. With effort, the scene bleeds of color, and your mind becomes your own again. There is no pull, no anchor, yet the sound of chimes remain, as they existed in the memory. They sound here as well, and are also hanging from the woven braids on the wrists of the very woman before you. Even as your head is spinning from the touch of her mind, the sound of the chimes on her wrists are sharp and clear, as if coaxing you back to the real world. The woman sits still before you, but she is nothing like what you first saw. She is wearing black, shredded garments that drape over her form like streamers. Her hair has streaks of black and is run through with silver. Her age is impers- im- oh my god. Her age is almost impossible to tell. She simply feels old, like a crumbled watchtower. As she lifts her head to face you, you see that her hair is draped across the front of her face, like a veil. What you first saw of her was a mental glamour of some sort, unconscious, and you realize what you see is not what the world sees, and you may be the first to actually see her true self. Still, you don't sense a threat or hostility in the realization. If anything, you feel a sense of relief from the figure. You can hear her thoughts, and she is glad to at last be seen. Who are you?
I am seen, but the eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see me as I am, the call stripped aside.
There is a light touch on your mind, a caress, and her left hand mirrors the motion of the touch, reaching up to the air between you. You hear the chime on her wrist sound softly as her hand moves as if pantomiming, resting on your cheek at a distance. She speaks softly and slowly.
Your memories. A cadence of wheels on a caravan track. Fever. Questions by running water. Violence in a night's campfire. Arrows in the dark. And fleeing. Falling rock and cracking stone. And a storm. The storm. The storm that brushed you. Did its screaming wake you from your mind's cradle? Your memory of it is painful. Its cry is difficult to ignore. It's like a child. Many children crying out.
Her hand withdraws shyly, the chime sounding softly again. The woman stands, uncertainly, as if she has been sitting for some time, or is too weak to bear her own weight. You notice her cheekbones are tight, her face gaunt. Yet while her stance is weak, she seems determined to stand before you.
You are able to see me.
It's almost a question. You suddenly realize she doesn't seem to know what you saw when you looked at her, the image on the plateau. And yet, the image was so clear and so sharp, you're surprised she didn't feel you there at all.
To see me is a rare gift. A watcher's gift. So many questions, thoughts, whirling like storm winds. That storm still roars through you, deep beneath your thoughts, yet muted and secret, like an underground river. I cannot tell if it is carving new channels or eroding what keeps your true strength buried. The fact that you could hear it at all, survive it, is something few have ever done. Your power will grow stronger with each soul you touch, as it allowed you to reach out to mine.
There is a silence, and although it seems to last for but a heartbeat, it stretches out between the two of you, like a pull between your minds. You blink, take a breath, and then you realize she wants to ask you a question. Yet, she cannot form the words, as if assembling them is painful, or there simply are not enough pieces. Do you wish to travel with me? You feel a wave of fear, gusted with the strength of relief, although, oddly, her expression does not change. Then fear dissipates, and you feel strength and certainty, as if the plateau from her memory lies beneath you, and a calm sky looks down upon you. Okay, alright, well, welcome to the team. She, was interesting. And I'm guessing that's the cipher that's CLT. That I guess you'll be watching this at some point, CLT. That was the cipher you were talking about. Cool. This was fortuitous. I decided to come here instead of proceeding at Defiance Bay. Want to unlock the travel? Deerfoot Crossing. I think I've been everywhere except for out here-ish. Yeah, I haven't been out here. Might be something out here, who knows? Nope, don't see anything. Alright, so this is the armory. Let's go see what they have first. And then we'll check out the inn.
Hail, traveler.
A portly, smiling man stands behind a warped wooden counter, polishing a buckler. He looks up. I haven't seen you before. Oh, I was glad to get a new base in town. Company go for business and chat is good for the soul. That's what I would say. Anyhow, what can I do for you? Yeah, well, Winfrith, I just want to see what you got for sale. Okay, that's pretty good, but I don't use pikes. That is also good. I have to double check and see. That's really good, actually. But then again, yeah, I don't know. Grudge Keeper? I like that. I like that a lot, but I have better. -5 concentration. I like the name of this rapier, but nope. Anchios Cumbeson? Deleterious alacrity of motion. It's pretty good, but I have no use for it right now. Boots of Zealous Command. Zealous Aura, area of effect. Okay. That might be a buy. I have to double check her thing. And only usable by a chanter, 20% chanter area of effect. He has already got a pretty big AoE, so no, that's not necessary. So really, I don't see anything except for the boots. That's a quick check. A realistic check. Let's see here. So I don't remember what I'm using on her.
Good day to you.
Just says Zealous Aura area of effect. Huh. No, I don't need that. 4.7 meters is already good enough.
Hail, traveler.
Tranquil. A sturdy, broad-shouldered man wipes his hands on his slacks. He reeks of the same foul compound wafting from the vats, and his arms are stained with dye. You looking to purchase some leather? Rumbled mentioned something about an ogre. He's hardly talked about anything else since those pigs of his went missing. The whole town's been worried about the monster. People are starting to see shapes in their windows at night, hearing it growling and snoring of their mates. It would put a lot of minds at ease if someone got rid of it. He scrapes at the red pigment under his fingernails. I sometimes venture out into the wilderness, collecting ingredients for my dyes, mind you. I've seen tracks east of here, near the river. That couldn't have been anything else. Right? It's in the collapsed tower. It's collapsed. Nothing. He rolls his eyes and shrugs. A few hides on stretching racks and the tallow stench of danglers always grumbling about. The rest of the keep's thus, just like the fool lady Thane knew, who tries to hold it. There's a bard at the inn who will tell you the whole blazing story if you want to hear it. Have you seen Nifri and Orland from Defiance Bay? I make it a point to keep out of other people's business. Right. Girdle of Mortal Protection. Minus 25, 27% crit damage taken. Plus 1 endurance per 3 seconds. Okay. I don't need either of those. Stay out of my private quarters. That goes for you and Heron's bootlickers. Okay, fair enough. So in Baldur's Gate 2, there was a Tanner. There was a Tanner quest where you had to a quest in a bridge district where you had to find somebody who was murdering everybody, and skinning them basically, and nobody knew what was going on. And I suspect maybe not skinning them. I don't remember the particulars of the murder actually. Anyway, so this gave me some major vibes from that quest. I mean, there are 2 NPCs instead of 1, but he doesn't want me to go into his back room. I kind of like major damn vibes of just, you know, I think I think he might not be such a good guy.
Hail, traveler.
A redhead stands by the fire, tuning her lute and plucking at strings. She hums snatches of a melody as she goes. First time at the Dracogen? Normally I'd have a song ready, but I haven't quite worked out this tune yet. I'm writing some chants about the founding of this inn. Say, you interested in the story? I haven't finished the chants, but I can tell you all about it all the same. Go ahead. Kana, I hate you. Palagina, you're awesome. Palagina rolls her golden eyes and exhales for an excessively long time through her nose. Oh, God. It was built in the time of Hadrit's Rebellion. An Adiran lady Thane. Okay, I'm just going to say Thane. An Adiran lady Thane once had a keep here. One of the towers still stands, but the rest have said to have been buried under the village. Anyway, she stuck to the side of the Empire, and a contingent of Duck Hadrit's Knights of the Crucible helped the farmers and colonists in the area turn her keep to rubble. This inn was the first building that sprang up from the ruin, built with some of the same bricks the colonists had pulled from the Lady Thane's castle, they say. Supposedly, the quarterstaff of her chief wizard even got lost in the construction, mortared into the wall or nailed under a floorboard. Anyway, the inn was supposed to be a haven and a meeting place while the locals built their new town. On second thought, let's finish this later.
I just want to find her. Surely even you can understand that.
We're decent folk, my lord. Perhaps you should leave and check the wilds.
Gods keep you.
Okay, good. He has some food. Thank God. I think I'm gonna have to save here though, and stop, guys. My migraine's getting worse. It's it sucks. I'd like to continue before it gets too hot to continue, but I think I'm just gonna have to pass out. Um, you may not be able to hear it in my voice, but it's getting really hard to keep both eyes open. Not from fatigue, but from pain. I will be back hopefully tonight. We'll see. Um, I make no promises because when you have a migraine, there's no way to predict it. But I am really enjoying. I want to be clear. I'm really enjoying this, and looking forward to you know getting to the end. No rush, but just I'm enjoying it basically, and I hope you are too. I hope you're staying safe, you and your family, that you're well, and I will definitely catch you as soon as possible. Stay tuned to Discord on the live channel for any updates on whether or not I stream tonight. And if I don't, I'll do the best I can to give a date for the next stream. All right, folks. Take care and be well. Slide out. Thank you, Leaps. Take care.